Hello, thank you for tuning in there on San Angelo Live, and thank you all for being here. Everyone that's with us. My name is Joe Hyde, and about a month ago, I was a candidate for county judge. Unfortunately, my election didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. On election day, they chose between a runoff between Lane Carter or Todd Coles, and throughout the campaign and even before that, we've been talking with Lane. We've been comparing notes. I've noticed how hard Lane worked on the campaign trail. He worked almost as hard as me, but obviously he had more leverage. But actually, he is a hard worker, and I watched him pour his heart into this campaign, just like all of us did that supported the Joe Hyde campaign. Anyway, there's a lot of issues that are coming up, and this election for our county judge is important because it's going to set the direction and the tone for our community for the next 4 to 8 years. And who we decide to put there will determine where that goes. The biggest thing is honesty and integrity. I've worked with Lane for over 5 years. I've known this guy. We worked on some projects at City Council. We worked on some projects with the visitors and tourism. And when you ask Lane to do something, or if he commits to do something, he'll get it done. During the campaign, there were a couple of issues that really concerned me. One was that I think that all of Tom Green County, no matter what government entity we're dealing with as far as property tax goes, we need to start electing people who are going to lower that rate to combat what the Texas Comptroller is doing with our appraisals. And I think Lane is on board with that. I also want someone who's going to take care of our veterans. As you know, the county has an office that takes care of veterans. I want someone who's going to be attuned to that, and I think Lane can take care of that. There's also some ideas that I didn't come up with that Lane came up with. One of them is, from our news coverage I've been doing for the last 10 years, I've watched these volunteer fire departments struggle. And when you saw this Eastlands fire that started up a couple weeks ago and started burning down toward Brownwood, I started thinking about, the Wildcat fire days when we had no money for our volunteer fire departments and they're out there fighting those brush fires. And we needed to have a stronger revenue source for that. He's got a plan for bolstering all of our volunteer fire departments inside the Tom Green County. I think that's a really good plan, and I'd like to see someone get in there and get that done. On economic development, that became kind of a focus of the campaign, even though the county judge doesn't do much for economic development other than be a spokesman. And I think Lane would be a great spokesman for Tom Green County and San Angelo for economic development. But the big thing is the focus and vision of how economic development is supposed to work. One of Todd Coles, who's Lane's opponent, said that economic development was his wheelhouse. And then he proceeded to explain how we take tax dollars and we give it to favored businesses to grow their business and hire more people. Folks, that's crony capitalism. That's not a conservative principle. And that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I think we need to have a true conservative lead Tom Green County. And that's why today I am fully endorsing Lane Carter for Tom Green County Judge. The election is on May 24th. Did I get that right? Sure. So, Mr. Carter, why don't you talk to my people? It's good to see you.
Thank you, Joe.
All right.
Appreciate you in it. Thank you for everybody being here and everybody that's watching. And once again, thank you, Joe. I want to commend you for a very well-ran campaign.
Thank you.
It was enjoyable to see how both of our campaigns went about it. Lane Carter running for Tom Green County Judge. Tom Green County in this area is on the verge of rapid expansion. And we're going to see that expansion in the next 30 years with 2 interstates coming through this region. And we have to prepare for that today. The last thing that we want to do is fall behind like we did at the city with our road maintenance and our retention rates. I was on the San Angelo City Council for the last 5.5 years and stepped down last November to run for this position. I've been preparing for this position for the last 2 years. Whenever I found out Steve Floyd, the current county judge, was going to be retiring, I knew someone that was going to have to step up in that position with the experience and the qualifications to do so. And I believe I am comfortably to say that I'm the only one qualified and experienced to lead this county into the next step for this region and on expansion. As we expand our economy, we're going to expand our population. Expanding population expands development, and expanding development expands our operations and maintenance budget. You're going to need somebody in there that has done that, and I believe I've done that in the last 6 years with the last 6 budget cycles through the San Angelo City Council. We have to maintain our roads. We have to keep our public safe. And I'm ready to do that and ready to be your next Tom Green County judge. So thank you for your support.